Size log, as you can see. Let's see how she does. First run. Well, you can't complain about that one bit. Look at that. All right, how many times have you been out here in the woods, coming down a trail, and all of a sudden you find a log that's down, you can't get around? Well, we got a solution for that right here, and I am super excited for it. We're gonna test the crap out of this little dude. This is the SeeSii, okay, the SeeSii 12-inch saw right here. I did all the review stuff on it already, so I have that done for you. Now we're gonna put it through its test. I even did some cutting at home. Now we're gonna see out here. So, but think about that, or when you gotta process firewood for camp or anything like that, or if you're overlanding, off-roading with your buddies, trail clearing, whatever the case is, how handy is something like this little lightweight gem right here? So you'll see all the specs, you'll see all the details, but right now, we're gonna go cut some stuff, so stick around. You can see is massive in size. This is a big tree right here. Bigger than me, obviously way bigger than his saw, but this is the kind of stuff that can fall down coming across the trail. We can have this kind of stuff hit the ground and then you're pinned in and you can't get out. So let's go big right off the bat, see what it'll do. Let's see if it can actually run this thing. We might hear a little rattling from my wrench, but I'm leaving it strapped on there, but let's just see what happens here. Let's see what this thing can do. Let's work it. Ooh, we're asking a lot out of that, but she's cutting through there pretty good. You gotta admit, that's doing pretty dang impressive. We're more than halfway through that already. Let's see if we can hit it on this side. Find where our cut mark is here. So we can try to line that up pretty right on the money here. Hang on. Let's see. So we can get that in the same place. Oh, this thing just screams, screaming through it. Look at that, screaming through it. That is so impressive. That is so impressive. See how we got our chains loosening up? Really first time being used. We can take this, quickly turn this out, pop this out of here, give these a quick loosen real fast, and then we just crank this. Watch that chain. Watch this thing just tighten itself right up. Like that. Done. Retighten. Retighten. We'll put that back in the thing, but look at how nice that is. So super simple. So easy. And there it goes. I mean, this is so nice. We're through this log. That's it. We got this last little speck right here. Is all we got right here. I don't want to pinch it though. Let's go back in here. I don't want to pinch my blade. That's it. That's it. 2 separate logs. What did that take? 1.5 minutes? Look at the size of these things. I mean, massive. And what do we got for look at our battery life. After all that, our battery life, 95. Okay, look at how nice, I mean, think about that. Look at we just cut Look at the size of this log we just cut. And it took nothing at all. We are completely through it and done, and we got so much battery life. That thing is straight up amazing. This is gonna be incredible, just incredible. And the simplicity of being able to just easily pop and trim, you know, any branch anywhere as you're going. You know, like we got that one right there, simple, easy. You know, I mean, look at that. I mean, there's nothing to it. This thing just screams all day long. Let me adjust you a little bit here, make things a little easier. There you go. And we don't want that to fall on the camera. So let's put the camera right here. But you can see here, same deal. I mean, what a perfect chainsaw. What a lightweight beast, beautiful beast of a chainsaw. 97% battery life left. 97% battery life left after doing all that. Plus the one we did to cut, it's the same battery we did to cut at the house on that pecan. So this thing is it right here. Hold on, we're getting all hung up. But you want to talk about one heck of a beast of a machine right here? This is it. This is it. Right here, 100%. All day long. This thing will be in my truck all the time. It is going to be a lifesaver. And not to mention the times when we're going to put it right there, come back over here. But also not to mention the times that, like I said, I can't tell you how many times I'm out in this stuff and we're buried back in here. We get these hurricanes and these storms that come through, dropping trees everywhere. I can be pinned in down some back trail any time at any given moment, and now this is going to be a lifesaver. Only thing I carry with me is a handsaw, and I have that. Does okay. And then when we have the storms, when we know hurricanes are coming or huge storms are coming in, I throw my bow saw. It's an orange bow saw about this big, still handheld, but lightweight and simple. This weighs nothing. Nothing to it. Comes with 2 batteries. Nothing to it. Has everything you need. Even has the battery gauge on the back. You'll see all this in the review. This thing's incredible. Straight up incredible. Love this saw. Stick around for more details on it. All right, here it is. Let's talk about specs. Let's dive into this thing. So you've seen it be used. Here it is set up. My only complaint I have on this thing is the fact that there's nowhere to put a wrench. This wrench anywhere to put it, but it's the same with my steel chainsaws. You can see I got a steel chainsaw there, another steel chainsaw up there, and there's nowhere to put those wrenches either. So, but I actually put it on here with a tie, just because I'm going to carry this in the truck, but with a twist tie. It's out of the way, not in my way when I'm using it, and it's there and accessible when I need it, and it's, you know, it's some of that metal, this stuff, that rubber wire kind of stuff like this right here. I just took a piece of this and used it that where it's flexible rubber wire and have that on there now, so that stays. But other than that, this thing is super sweet. Like I said, you've seen it be used already quite a bit today. Or this part, all we're going to do is cover the specs. We're just going to dive into the specs on it. Now, the thing to note on here too, it runs on 2 of these. It comes with 2. You can see there's a battery on it and a battery here. These are the 21 volt, 4,000 milliamp hour batteries. And they got their own LED indicator on them for the charge. Okay, so we love this. It will also run on Makita batteries too, just so you know. But you got that charge indicator, but it'll run on Makita batteries. Also, they give you this charger with it, which is kind of nice and convenient because it's small. And it plugs right on the inside of here. This charge cord plugs right in. But what a compact little nice charger. Now, we're going to check, because I have not, but this is my SeeSii right here. This is the impact tool that I keep in the truck. And we see the size of the charger here. So you get this charger with the impact, but you get this charger with the chainsaw. So it's this little charger, but look at how compact that is for carrying in the truck. That's kind of nice. Good home charger here. Came with the impact tool. This is the chainsaw tool. Now what I want to see is if the chainsaw batteries, which I'm assuming they do, the impact batteries have the same, they do. Same insert right there for that. So I could actually charge these with this charger too. So technically, because I have both of these tools, this is a perfect car charger for in a car. This is a perfect home charger that'll charge any of these batteries. So very impressed with that setup. That's pretty sweet that I can have both of them. By having both of these tools, I gain access to be able to use both of these charger things on there. And those batteries, the batteries are all exactly the same. So interchangeable between this battery to that tool and that tool to this one, and batteries back and forth. So we love that factor completely. And so what are these specs on here? Let's go through the specs real quick for you. So you do get, you get the 2 batteries, one here, one there. You get the charger. Now, a couple key things to note on this too before I cover those specs that I showed you. We do have a safety lockout on this right here. See, so I can't pull the trigger and make nothing happen. Okay, I can pull it all I want, nothing happens. Nothing's gonna happen until I push this button in on the side, push that in. Once I push that button in on the side, then we can squeeze it and we get go. Okay, but until I push this button in on the side, nothing happens. So I gotta push that and hit it. It's conveniently located where you grab it, it's there. So it's not like a weird trick off safety, but it is a safety. So you have to squeeze that first, then you can get it to go. And you get power output right there. And you get power output, or battery level, right there. Win-win all the way around. Sweet system, functional, nice little guard with it. There it is. This thing weighs nothing. We'll dive into that. So, spec-wise, where are we sitting at on this thing? So, this is 1,200 watts. Okay, this thing's a 1,200 watt motor. It runs at 3,800 RPM. Perfect for electric chainsaw. Okay, you get 30 minutes of runtime, continuous runtime between the 2 batteries. You can run and cut for 30 straight minutes. That's insane for what this thing cuts through, as you see in the video, as you saw earlier. Insane, 30 minutes of runtime between these things. That's incredible. Only weighs 8.5 pounds. Nothing to it. Okay, this thing, there's nothing to this. That's battery and everything, but 8.5 pounds. I think the tool is 4.5 pounds for the tool itself. But total, I think the whole kit is 8.5. I don't know, I didn't put it on a scale, but that's what I was seeing online. But moral of the story, it's super light. It weighs next to nothing. This thing is so little and so lightweight. It's got a 2-ounce oil tank in it. Regular bar and chain oil goes in there. And it's got a window right here for it, so you can see where your bar oil level is on there. Sweet and easy, fills right there, nice and simple. Showed you about the safety button. And again, like all the SeeSii stuff, this stuff is insane when you look at the reviews. This chainsaw has, I mean, there's, these don't get a ton of reviews like an Impact or a Driver does, okay? These things have got tons and tons, but this still has 781 4.5-star reviews on Amazon alone. That is incredible, and this is a $100 chainsaw. Depends on when you see it price-wise, but right now, as they gave this to me. This was sent to me. After I reviewed this, but they sent this to me. But right now, today, as I look at it on Amazon, it's $118, and there's a $30 coupon on it, okay? So that makes this like 90 bucks with 2 batteries, and the charger, and a spare chain, and the gloves, and the glasses, everything you need. I mean, like I said, what a perfect little tool that's just straight up flawless on every kind of level. Love it. We have the auto tensioner right here. Okay, so we can just crank these loose a little bit, give it a quick tighten, retighten those. Done. Simple. Brilliant little chainsaw. All right, we're gonna dive in, see what we got here. This thing we're gonna take apart, pulled it out of the box. I did pull it out a little bit, take a look at it, but this is what we have in here for our chainsaw, and we're gonna kind of break it down. Looks like we gotta put a few things together on it, how it comes in here. So we're gonna take it out and see what we got. Batteries, guard, charger, everything nicely packed, chainsaw, bar, guide. So we got a little bit of everything in here, and then that's our box and our instructions, and we are emptied out of there. So now we're gonna put this thing together, but this is our unit right here. This is that chainsaw. This thing is gonna be pretty sweet, especially in the woods, being able to tackle all that stuff we gotta do out there with it, especially off-road. Here we get hurricanes, all that kind of stuff. I can't tell you how many times I wish I had a saw with me, and I don't want to carry my big steel chainsaw and gas and all that kind of crap with me. This little thing's gonna be a dream. So we do got assembly instructions, and they look pretty straightforward and simple. Well done. Let's see if we can put this thing together, what we got to do with it. Looks like we do got a screwdriver in here if we need it. We got a battery right here. And so we got a battery, we got another battery, 2 batteries with this thing for basically $100. I mean, you can't beat the price of these things and the reviews. No company out there in any of these kind of tools has the review level that SeeSii does. These things are amazing. Looks like we got an oiler right there for our oil stuff. We got a screwdriver right here. They gave us a set of gloves automatically, which is very handy and very nice, and these are good ones. I like this style. So we got gloves. And we got safety glasses with a nose guard. Safety glasses included in the package. And it looks like we got, is there a chain on that bar already? Nope, okay. And see here, because we got, I think I'm seeing 2 chains in here. We got our tool wrench to do that with. And we do. I'm seeing 2 chains in here. Nice, we got 2, can you still see that? Yes, 2 chains. So we got a backup chain and a little set of screws. So this is what we got here to build this thing from. So let's take a peek here and see what we got to do. It says, first of all, loosen the nut with a wrench. So we are going to do that. We're just going to put a, just like putting a bar on with anything. Those are loose, those are loose. Okay, so those are already loose already. So we're going to be good there. That's going to come off, okay. That's going to come off right here. This is going to let us take this cover off. Right here, some things you just know from owning chainsaws. There's our gear drive mechanism in there. Right there, so that's what's gonna pull and turn that chain. That's how it's gonna work. Tells you to take that off. It's telling you loosen the nut, remove the casing, insert the chain on a bar, which we're gonna do. We're gonna take this right here, and we're gonna open the chain up, and we're gonna open that just like so. And let's pop this off of here. There is a right and a wrong way to put a chain on. So you got to kind of roll it a second here and make sure you're all evened out. Be careful when you do this that you don't cut yourself. This is a chainsaw blade. Okay, this thing's not playing around. There's some serious attitude to this. Hang on here, we got to get her, there we go. Come on. That's got to go that way. Sometimes it takes a second to get it dialed in right here. There we go, we got what we still got. Oh. Fighting me here, hang on. That one goes that way, that one goes that way. There we go. All right. You need the teeth obviously moving forward. We need our bar. Take our bar out of the plastic. Nice 12-inch bar. Perfect size for pretty much anything you need to, which means you can cut a lot of stuff with a 12-inch bar. That's pretty dang impressive. You know, you don't have to have the bar be the full length. You can run half of it, come around and run the other half of it. You're talking 24-inch wide logs that you can cut with this kind of thing. So, you know, and that's without having to notch nothing. We want to make sure our blade cuts go forward like so. And we set that right on there. Run it right into guides. Just so like so. Sweet, simple, and easy. So we got our blade on there. And then this is going to go and sit right on here. Your lineup, you're going to get that over the thing, and this is it. There's nothing to it. Okay, super simple, super easy. Come on, pop on it, just like so. So that's done. That's going to be set. You got your guard on here, you got your guide on here. Make sure you're in your slots. And you're going to be all perfect. Okay, and then we stick this back on. We hold that, there we go. Then we're going to put our guard back on. Make sure, let's just double check. We're on. We're good. There's our guard, there it is. And we need our 2 nuts. These are going to go back onto this. I want to make sure that something's not right here. Hold on. Make sure my adjuster is set correct here and that we're good. I didn't even think about that. We got to make sure we can push that. Does it tell us anything with that? Hang on, there's pay attention to that. Turn the chain case knob to adjust the positioning pin. There we go. That's this knob right on here. So let's do that real quick. So we're going to turn this to bring that back. See, that's going to change our adjustment pin on there. Which way is that going? There we go. So this has a pin inside here, so it's quick adjust. We got a pin right in here that lets you turn this knob and adjust where that pin's going to be at, so it's quick tightening of the chain. There it is. And we just tighten this up. That on there, we got that adjuster set in that hole. Okay. And that should have us pretty much set up here once we tighten this up. Nice little wrench here, sweet and easy. All right, so we got a chain on there, so that's good. So we're set there, chain's on. We'll adjust that in a minute, get that all tightened up good. We got to still do that, yes we do. Now how to do that, how we adjust this chain, all you're gonna do is loosen this. Okay, you loosen these two adjustment bolts right here, and then you're just gonna turn this knob. It's gonna do the work for you, it's gonna move it. See it tightening that chain up? Make sure we fit in our slot here. Where are you jamming up at on me? There we go. There we go. We got slack on there. We probably want a little less slack or a little more slack. There we go. So that's good. And then you're just going to retighten these two nuts. Super easy process here. Nice having that quick adjuster on there, that quick adjust knob. There you go. So we got a chain on there. It's simple. What else do we got to do on here? What does it say? Turn the tension knob. Yeah, we understand that. That's what we just showed you. Pull down, expose 3 teeth on a guide center. Okay, so adjusting the chain length, 2 to 3 mils of gap when you're at idle. Left individual link. Okay, so yeah, just normal chainsaw stuff. How to lubricate the chain. We didn't. Where did it show me to put this guard and stuff on? Let me see that real fast. Did it show me in here? Assembly, replace and install chain. That's the chain. That's the chain going on. That's for putting oil in, how to lubricate it. There's a battery charger. And it doesn't show me where these are going here with our guard. It does not show me that in there, which I find pretty interesting. You would think that they'd want to show you that stuff. Let's take a look and see if we can just figure this out. That's pretty obvious that that's going to hit right there. And that's going to bolt right there. So that's pretty simple, standard. And then we're assuming that this guard here has got to go into here like that. That should be a brake in there. Should work, right? Or is that just a guard on this one? I'm not seeing anything that's working as a brake on that. So that's going to go right here. And that's going to go right there, like so. And then here's your guard on this, which will not go that way, has to go that way. All right, so what's the, that we got to pull that screw out, drop that in, that's how. Okay, so we like it. So, okay. So pretty easy to install though, put this stuff together. It makes simple, easy sense here. There's nothing crazy, you know, complicated. It was pretty quick, self-explanatory. These are all the same size screws, so they're gonna work simple, easy. And that's it right there. It even tells you on the top your battery power you have left right there. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty nice. All right, we're gonna put some oil in this dude, and we're gonna charge these batteries up fully so they're fully set, and then we are gonna take this dude out in the woods and see how she does. And there it is right there. Nice little compact unit. So light, so simple, and gonna be so handy to have with me out there. So, all right, we'll keep you posted.